Well, the U.S. President hardens his anti-immigration rhetoric, pledging to harshly deal with a caravan of migrants fleeing violence and poverty in Central America.
And they got a lot of rough people in those caravans. They are not angels. They are not. We're tougher than anybody. We're tougher than any force. And we're probably going to have to be, unfortunately. I tell them turn back, and they're not going to be released. It's called catch, but we take the word release out. We're not releasing anymore.
Donald Trump was addressing his Republican supporters in Florida ahead of the midterm congressional elections. Earlier, Trump said that he could send as many as 15,000 soldiers to the border with Mexico to stop what he described as dangerous groups of migrants. He also threatened to halt aid to the countries of origin of migrants. Despite Trump's pressures and rhetoric, a new caravan of nearly 2,000 people from El Salvador has reached the Guatemalan border, hoping to get to the United States. The first caravan comprises 3,500 people. They left Honduras in mid-October and are now in southern Mexico. Political commentator and analyst Jason Unruhe joins us now from Ontario. Mr. Unruhe, walk us through the recent comments made by U.S. President Donald Trump, and also give us your thoughts on this stance against immigration.
Well, it's very telling the language that he just used. He used the term catch and release, but then said they were going to get rid of the release. So what does this mean? Anybody who tries to enter the United States now as a refugee or illegally will now be indefinitely detained? I mean, what's the rationale for doing something like that? And it seems like a massive waste of taxpayer money to throw someone in jail. I mean, for what? For life? For trying to enter the United States, for someone trying to escape violence, trying to escape political instability, for trying to escape poverty. I mean, these are very frightening words that he's using here, and they're very vague in their overall meaning. I mean, this is threatening to throw people in jail for prison for life, which is essentially kind of what he just said there. And I think that there's another question about these troops that are being sent to the border with the United States. The United States military does not have the authority to carry out any kind of operation within the United States during peacetime. They don't have any authority to actually engage with these migrants. So it raises the big question of what exactly these military forces are going to do. Some suggest that they will be used to help facilitate the transition of these individuals into the United States, crowd control, handing out food, etc. But this is not the rhetoric that has been coming out of Donald Trump. He has said very specifically that these soldiers are being sent to stop the migrants from coming in. This would be wholly illegal on his part to use U.S. troops in this situation. Now, traditionally in the past, when there has been somewhat situations like this, the National Guard has been called in to help facilitate the situation, but not stop people from coming into the country. So the fact that the actual full-time military is being used and the rhetoric of stopping them from entering, and then now his statement saying that he's going to no longer catch and release, but simply catch, is very frightening. It seems to be he's threatening these people with indefinite detention.
All right, thank you very much. Jason Unruhe joining us from Ontario. I appreciate your comments.